Welcome to Lausanne for Swiss Mixed Championships 2025. We are into our 5th place game, which is a promotion relegation game. We've got Fly High Lausanne, the host team, taking on FABrique, a Fab team, Flying Angels of Bern. It is their younger of their two teams here. They've played their way up to promotion. My name's Stefan Rapazzo, alongside Valentin Imbach to bring you the action. Valentin, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. Just had a lovely game and now enjoying the sun.
Who did you play against this morning?
Gorillas. Always fun. Great jerseys.
How was the result?
We won. We won, but it was a good fight.
And what was that lie that you just said about their jerseys?
I like them.
That's fair enough.
And I think I gotta correct you. I think this is not a promotion game. I think they already earned their promotion.
Yes, it's a game that has come from
okay.
the promotion.
Misheard you there.
No, I did say it's a game of promotion, but the FABrique have started in the bottom. This is as high as FABrique could possibly have finished.
Indeed.
I believe they have won all of their games.
Yes.
And could not come higher than 5th because of
the system.
Because they were relegated. They weren't relegated last year. They're a brand new team. They had to start in a relegation position.
And there's the same thing actually for Fly High.
It's a brand new team for Fly High.
It's not a brand new team, no, but they were also, they dropped down to Division 2 and worked their way up now again.
They have won all their games, or did they lose one?
They also won all their games so far.
Oh, wow. So
very equal setup here.
A clash of the lower-seeded Titans. Well, we look set to pull. It is White, which is FABrique, who send the pull to Fly High. Another one of our commentators, De, kicks things off for Lausanne. Ardris looks upfield. Oh, nice. Bardell comes to the sideline. Bardell fires. That's too far, even for the long body of Day.
Yeah, he really tried to get that one. Yeah, but it's going to be a good match. Fly High is my local team, so I'm kind of biased here.
But you would never show that.
At least I'm transparent.
And FABrique from their own end, a big around, looking for Chambers, but Mosca gets the touch.
What a D. I'm really curious to see what they do in front of the end zone here.
Well, it will be Dehe, who looks like he's moonwalking his way towards the disc.
They really like that space.
Dehe to Bardell. Bardell fakes the backhand, goes to Mosca. Mosca fakes the left hand and then puts it back into the clutches. High stall count. Ardris. And leads for Zaman. He puts it down, and that is the first goal of the game. It is a hold.
Yeah, and Simi, who scored there, is a fresh player in Lausanne. He just arrived from Turkey. Improved a lot during the season, and now playing for the first team.
It's back. No, it's in and out on YouTube. You're live though. I think it's the HDMI. I've got my off.
All right.
We've had a couple off on screens there, just testing our connections here, so stay with us as Fly High and FABrique duke it out. Another lovely day in
Yeah.
Lausanne. No surprise.
Yeah, we really can't complain about the weather. It was raining all of last week, and it will probably rain all of next week.
But the weather gods have been good to us then.
Indeed.
As Rohrer puts the cone down. Rohrer had a roaring game this morning. She was awesome. Was hucking well, was receiving well, doing just about everything well. So see if she can keep that up as she goes inside to Gutenge. Stauffer throws low. Regenberg gets low and picks it up. Rinlis Baha dancing in the backspace. Regenberg jacks it. Rohrer is there and stays in bounds.
What a lovely throw. Beautiful touch to a wide open receiver.
There it is again. Rohrer picking up where she left off this morning, and I must say Regenberg doing a bit of the same. She was throwing a little bit more out of the forehand this morning. There's the backhand, but showing her versatility.
Yeah, and really impressive for one city in Switzerland to have that many teams and their youngest team being that strong. All of the other cities really admire what Bern has done in terms of junior development. They really have the secrets to growth in ultimate in Switzerland.
It's been Bern at the top of the pile in Swiss Ultimate for so long, and then they disappeared on the open stage for some time now, but it's so great to be in Switzerland and see that, they may not be on the European stage for a couple seasons, but they are building. They've got the youth development very much going here.
Definitely.
Mosca overshoots, and the inside lane offers a turnover, and Bern will pick up.
Very untypical turnover there for Lausanne. Usually those insides are very solid.
And Fab will play from Zimmerman. Zimmerman gets the leading throw. Schemp looks back and takes Zimmerman again. Zimmerman goes to center. Spahn. Waits for a cut and cannot connect. Now wide open. Rutiman gets there for the break. And that is a hold. This started with the Mosca turnover.
Hold, yeah.
But a great show of speed. Rutiman just took off after the turn.
Yeah, Lausanne really know how to punish those mistakes. We really have a focus on practice on those quick turnovers. And our juniors are always ready to just bolt deep when they see an option. And Kyle, the thrower there, is one of our most promising juniors playing for the national team.
Youngster, 17 years old.
Yeah.
Couple years of experience already.
Just was at U20 Worlds the other day. And our future, I guess.
So 2-1 on serve.
All right, both teams making some adjustments, talking about their strategies.
And of course, we've got the final will be the next game streamed, but this one promises to be a big one. But Scarillas and ZU mixed.
ZU mixed.
ZU mixed.
Yeah.
They don't say Z in Switzerland?
In German, it's Z.
Z.
It's a bit of a weird one.
Okay.
Z. All right, the side stack here. Let's see how Lausanne will handle that one.
Rohrer goes to Gutenge. He winds up. No. Around. Nice chase to take it down for Tim Rohrer. Regenberg. And that's what she was doing the last game. This time, never in, so that'll come back right near halfway here.
Yeah, that was a good effort, but it's always unlucky when you throw that far, but then the disc can come all the way back to where you threw. And I think we have an injury. Injury call.
I think Stauffer has injured himself sliding into the tape. Maybe one of the pegs in the tape. I'm not sure if it's scrape. I think it is.
Looks somewhat serious.
The youngster, 15 years old, Levi Stauffer.
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't even know this sport existed when I was 15.
Nor did I, but that was more than 30 years ago. But not long after.
And we're live.
So Levi Stauffer will have the required attention from his coaching staff. Andres will go get the disc to bring it back into play for Fly High Lausanne.
And it looks like a wild domination setup with an isolated handler in the middle.
Roar not sure where it came out and was wondering if it should come in at the line, but Zaman pointing to the spot, and Andres leads high. Burtio, a piece of mud just flipped off the cleat of Guttinger and it almost hit us. And this one to Guyu to Burtio. He spins into the mark, leads, and nice take.
What a grab
for
there.
the goal.
And the guy who threw that assist, Stefano, is a recent dad. Very good to see him back, throwing things like that.
Fly High up 3-1 now. Going down with a back scrape.
And Fab really huddling with their two non-playing coaches. Talk through some details.
Odermatt and Harms, the two coaches for FABrique, legends of the game, both of them. Mosca sends the pull. Collected by Rohrer. Rindlisbacher to Guttinger. All the way around to Rohrer again. Chambers to Regenberg, who has been great hucking for this squad. Rindlisbacher to Guttinger. All the way around. There's Stauffer. Happy to see him back. But he has overshot on that throw.
And Lausanne again with a quick break.
Upline throw works. Guyu to Mosca. Mosca fires in. Verdon from the sideline. And to Guyu. Guyu waiting, trying to open up the dump. No avail, now has to force it, but the layout bid from Levi Stauffer.
That will certainly make the highlights. That was very heads up there.
Here it is again. He was 3 steps behind. Wow, he bid early too. That is a beautiful layout D.
Yeah, you really got to attack those discs against the young guns, otherwise they just come flying by.
Love seeing it that Staufert happened to be the one who turned over the last disc. He got it back. You always play your best D when you're personally responsible for a turnover. This one for Guttinger.
Oh,
and Rohrer continues to throw fire.
Yeah, that looked a bit too easy there on the line. I'm sure Lausanne will talk about what went wrong there. Yeah, but Fab definitely showing a bit more structure there. Yeah, Lausanne talking about what they should change there. Juniors on the line. Yeah, we have so many great new juniors in Lausanne. It's amazing. This line now 3 out of 4 young guns.
And you were saying that the leadership of this team are the youth as well, is that right?
Indeed, yeah. 2 of them are under 20 juniors, and 1 of them is an under 24 junior. So very young leadership.
Indeed.
Trying something new. Fresh blood in there.
Bardell will come to the mark of Schemp. And try and open up for D, who's well guarded. So the high release backhand has to go, and Zaman makes a great catch, sends for the end zone. And one good catch deserves another.
That was a bit of a bailout huck, I think, but 2 great high takes. Finish that one.
A big goal. Fly high, stay ahead by 2, 4-2.
And that was actually the 3 coaches that were involved in that play. 3 touches were the 3 coaches.
Which were who?
That's Lola Bardell, Seb in the end zone. I don't know his last name, to be honest. And in the middle, it was Kyle.
Kyle D. And Sebastian Griesler. He's not wearing the right shirt number.
Oh no, excuse me, it's Hugo. Hugo, not Sebastian. I mixed it up there. Hugo, not Sebastian.
So Hugo Bonjour.
Exactly. He's coach. Seb is the other junior they have.
There we go. Possibly rectified. Regenberg to Guttinger. Takes the backhand in the middle of the field. Now the outside in requires a lean by Rohrer and gets it. Rohrer leads. And a layout in the middle, but not enough.
That was a very good effort, but Lausanne will pick it up quickly as always.
Guadagno throws to Evans. Burzio gives a dance, then leads Martinez to the front of the end zone. Has a look in space, and Burzio fills that space. And that is another goal for Fly High. They are up 5-2, and FABrique looks shaken.
I'm always astounded by how he gets free against those young guys. He's by far the oldest person on the pitch, but still got it.
Burzio, the young 35-year-olds, still exuding youth. A timeout, justifiable by FABrique. We'll take a break, too, and be back with more action from this 5th-place match at Swiss Nationals.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTITV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
I'm Steph Pazzo, and I must eat.
Sometimes commentator, sometimes food eater.
On my ultimate travels in 2023, I sampled culinary classics from all across Europe,
Oh, wow.
guided by some of your favorite ultimate players.
That's the Dutch hospitality for you right there.
I'll give you an insight into the secret spots that only the locals know of.
Are these the best schnitzels in Vienna?
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
Go find Steph Pazzo on YouTube. Like and subscribe and follow the European Ultimate Must Eat series.
Yes, he will. The lovely day.
Oh my goodness. That is unbelievable. And traded the net and made good.
That was absolutely incredible.
Fly high up 5-2. FABrique take a timeout. They looked so hot this morning against their inner club rivals, but Fly High Lausanne presenting new problems for them. I'm Stefan Rapazzo here with Valentin Imbach.
And the disc is up.
Rohrer picks up Rinlis Baha, and first throw
Ooh.
turn after the timeout.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see after a timeout.
Jeroen to Borzio. Borzio goes back to Martinez. And another break chance available for Fly High. Mosca. Inside. Guadagno. She catches it on the knees with a second effort. Verdon to Guadagno. And Mosca in the middle. Mosca to Jeroen. Jeroen with a high stall count gives the lefty backhand. Guyou leads. Guadagno can't get there.
That was a lovely option, but really difficult to read that disc right over the right shoulder. So Fab have a chance to get the hold back there.
Rohrer hits brother Tim Rohrer. Riggenberg gives an old Berkeley cut into the dump space. And then high releases to Gutenge. Gutenge goes to Chambers. Chambers waits and then misses, trying to find Riggenberg.
Yeah, both teams really not taking any deep shots there. I don't know if that's a conscious decision or if both teams are just really guarding that deep space well. But a lot of turns on short unders.
Mosca to pick up. Rohrer on the mark. Borzio couldn't come back, so Jeroen fills the space. Guadagno to the far side. Guadagno centers Martinez. Straight back, no. Looks back upfield. Martinez gives a pop pass to Guadagno. Leads to Mosca, and they've done it again.
Yeah, a bit of a struggle there in front of the end zone, but a push pass, nothing a push pass can fix. But I'm generally quite fond of the play style of Lausanne here. Really only taking shots they are able to, or they know they can take, even if the stall count might get slightly high. They trust their handlers to be there to bail them out. That makes it 6-2. See if they can keep that lead. They can.
Now Fly High won a timeout. So we will take one as well and be back with more action. Fly High all over FABrique in the early going.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTITV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
I worked for a Michelin star chef making gelato in Paris. I had my own restaurant in Nicaragua and a food truck in Australia. Why wouldn't you watch me? Check out my YouTube channel.
Oh my goodness. That is unbelievable. And traded to F and made for it.
That was absolutely incredible.
I'm Steph Pazzo, and I must eat.
Sometimes commentator, sometimes food eater.
On my ultimate travels in 2023, I sampled culinary classics from all across Europe,
Oh, wow.
guided by some of your favorite ultimate players.
That's the Dutch hospitality for you right there.
I'll give you an insight into the secret spots that only the locals know of.
Are these the best schnitzels in Vienna?
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
Go find Steph Pazzo on YouTube. Like and subscribe and follow the European Ultimate Must Eat series.
There are so many reasons to outfit your team in Force beyond just looking the part of a champion. Force offers professional design services with their dedicated graphics team. All apparel is produced in France. Force works with a local labour team and their raw materials are sourced in Europe. Force insists on transparency with no hidden fees and international express shipping. Look the part and play the part with Force Sportswear.
6-2. Fly High have taken the timeout here with a big lead. Valentine, the home team, looking very strong here, defending their own turf.
Indeed, yeah. It's a bit of a shame that they can only go up to 4th place, given that they started in League B. Really like to see what they can do against very top teams.
No, they can only go to 5th.
5th, that's it, yeah.
You always get an odd
Of course.
placing on a win, and
Ooh.
Regenberg. Just the things are not going her way in this game. This morning was red hot.
Lausanne for once with a slow pickup there.
And so Evans fakes the hammer, then forces, but not forces, finds the perfect lane,
Yeah.
and hits the mustachioed man.
Yeah, Pierre rocking that mustache. Just 2 centimeters short there from the defense, though. And Ben, who threw that throw with the illegal number, 100. Good friend of mine. Very good player, improved a lot during this season as well.
But what's with the illegal number?
3-digit numbers are frowned upon, no?
Oh, yeah.
100. Yeah, his excuse is that it wasn't the spreadsheet that we have, so he felt like it was okay to take it.
Very interesting.
But it's not like all the other numbers were taken. And fun fact, on the Bern team, there's actually a player, 81, Roxanne, that's a regular Lausanne player. But occasionally we trade a bit. There's only 1 hour between Lausanne and Bern, so yeah, a lot of overlap in rosters sometimes. But it's all in good spirit.
Always fun to share players.
Indeed.
Burzio sends the pull. Rohrer gets things going. Regenberg hoping to settle and
Pick goal.
pick called. Regenberg sends deep and taken high for the goal, and that's in. Dominic Regli
Yeah,
cashes in.
very nice look there. One sleeping on the deep defense and Bern taking advantage. One of the few deep shots we've seen so far. maybe we'll see some more. Because both teams usually have some very good deep receivers. I'm a bit surprised that we haven't seen more deep shots. Usually Mickael from Lausanne doesn't hesitate very long to put off the disc. But who knows what they've been talking about before the game.
Well, a sorely needed goal for FABrique. Gets their D-line on the field, and let's see if they can start cooking now. Day leads forward. Underneath for Bonjour. And Day is there again. Low throw, Bardell takes. Bardell gives to Zaman. And Bonjour gives a good cut to Ditch's defender, and then fired in for Rutiman.
It's a very nice,
the gap.
Very nice flow there. Having their defense stumble on their heels. Yeah, but I think Fly High did make the decision not to throw any longs this game, just because they really respect the legs of those young guns from Bern, getting some good height, getting those Ds.
Well, with the halftime taken, we are going to take a short break here. We'll be back with second half action from the fifth place game at Swiss Mixed Nats.
Oh my goodness. That is unbelievable. And traded to F and made for it.
That was absolutely incredible.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTITV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
Eight, 3, fly high,
Ooh.
and a short pull.
Yeah, that pull, it's a bit of work.
Riggenberg will pick up with less than a half a field till the end zone. Finds Grutenge. It's Gruter. Rohrer now with the disc. Paulo Rohrer finds brother Tim across Gruter. High Rohrer takes. Now to Rohrer, Tim, that's Paula to Tim, and now back to Paula. Gruter gives the backhand to the corner, and that sticks for a goal.
That was very well done by Fab. Really liked how they used the whole width of the field there. Back and forth. And both teams having very strong sidelines present. They really want that victory because it would mean a clean slate for the tournament. For both of them.
There's another look at the goal. Riechner gets the credit on the goal scoring. The Roar siblings looking very good, giving and going there. Having eyes on the back of each other's heads for one another.
Yeah, very much so. All right, let's see what Lausanne will do on offense here. See if they make any adjustments in the second half. Maybe we will see some longs.
Will they break out the deeps? We haven't had much success for it yet.
Yeah, but to be fair, why change a working system?
Rutiman takes the pull. Day comes all the way under. Crosses the field and gets metered. Now Day sends deep. Rutiman is chasing. He'll get there. But so will the defenders, but not before. Rutiman takes it high and shows the disc.
And that's really what I've been talking about. That's really the kind of play that Lausanne can really rely on. They have those juniors to throw and take the disc down.
Great throw by Day. I thought it floated maybe a little bit too much, but Rutiman had great separation and also took it very high that there was no way the defense could change the face of that.
Indeed. And they know each other very well, playing juniors together for a few years now. So the connection certainly is there. Let's see how Flying Angels will respond. And another fun fact is that actually the chant of the Flying Angels team, at the very end, they shout "Fly High," which is the name of the other team.
Ah.
A bit by coincidence, but yeah, team's very close in naming.
Yeah, I think it's like part of the Swiss naming rights. You have to put the word fly in your name somewhere.
Yes,
Fly
indeed.
High, Flying Angels, Flying Saucers. I'm sure there's more. Roarer with a high stall count, jacks it. And Martinez breaks up the play.
They really
in front of
shut
Kapler.
that offense down there. Had to take the shot, but Juanito was there.
Picked up by Burzio. Guadagno. Burzio's gone deep, and that one gets bobbled.
At least they got some yards on it.
Garnier must have been distracted by his own mustache. But Rohrer picks up. Regenberg to Gruter. And Stauffer has it, but it looks like there is a pick.
Yeah, Pixar was tricky, but very efficiently handled there. To catch up.
Kapler fires deep. Regenberg, the target. She has steps and reads it well beyond Durand and takes the goal for FABrique. Right back the other way.
Yeah, that was very well read and well boxed out. There was no chance for Matu to get between the disc and receiver there. So we do have some more deep shots in the second half. Love to see it. I would love to play for one of the Bern teams one day. Don't know many of their players.
What is it you like about the Bern teams, or that would be attractive to play with?
They have a very, I think in Switzerland they're the only city that has a very established ultimate culture. Many different teams, also a lot of experienced leadership. Two non-playing coaches here today with Fab. Great to see a lot of experience floating around. All other cities are a bit more ad hoc, kind of from year to year, changes a bit. Bern is very consistent.
All right. This one hits ground. Adres knocks it down. Ooh, and a low
Oh,
first
you don't want to
throw.
see that in front of the end zone. But they will try to get it back there.
And a pickup for Zimmerman. High release forehand into the corner. That works. Putting on the brakes is Dominic Regley as he catches the goal. And FABrique take a rare break in this game and bring it back to a respectable 3.
That was a really tricky throw, but perfectly executed. Nothing to do there for the mark. High release flick inside. And Lausanne with their famous clapping pattern that is too hard to learn.
And is that for points after they get broken, the clapping pattern?
I have no idea. I think they do it. They sprinkle it throughout the game.
A little here, a little there.
Indeed. But I've been told by some players on the team that is really hard to learn. Someone had a really creative idea.
But wait, aren't you on the team? Shouldn't you be learning, or shouldn't you have learned that?
I'm on the second team. The second team.
Oh, wait, so you guys don't share cheers and chants and claps?
No, we do not this year. This year it's been a bit separate trainings, trying to build up something new for the first team, and having some more beginners in the second.
And leading throw to Bardell. Bardell comes under to Mosca. Mosca goes around Bonheur. And Mosca and Bonheur exchange again. Then the deep shot. Rutiman. And the second effort to Zaman. And Rutiman gets the assist, I suppose.
Looks like he hurt himself a bit, but I think they talked it out and everyone's happy. Great hats up there by Simi to pick up the second effort. What always makes me nervous are those one-handed catches from Lausanne on the swings. They haven't dropped them so far, but
I think Rutiman might have wanted to call a foul there on Kappeler and didn't have to because Zaman bailed him out.
yeah, that's what I think too.
But he did get pretty crushed there after I watched it on the replay. Kappeler landed totally on top of him.
Yeah. But the main thing is everyone's fine. No one's hurt themselves.
10-6 now.
And Fab taking some time on the line, trying some adjustments. Try to bring it back here. But I trust that Lausanne can continue this effort.
Mosca sends the pull. That'll hit the ground in front of Rohrer, and now to Regenberg. Regenberg back to Tim Rohrer. Over to Guter. He goes inside. Stauffer, nice throw to lead Guter. And then Rohrer in the back of the end zone. Nice high take, and FABrique are starting to look a bit more like the way they did this morning.
Yeah, that was Very well done. I really like those big convincing fakes from number 2 there on Fab. I always tell my teams, if you fake, you have to do it properly, otherwise no one's going to believe it. And here the defense believed it, and that's what gave them the space there. Now Lausanne also having some chat on the line, maybe talking about what they can improve. The young coaches talking to their much older team members.
(10-7). FABrique set to pull out of the hands of Timo Zimmerman. Day underneath, pull reception. Takes the up line. Roshinska and then Day to Bardell. Address just gets clear, gets space. Rutiman now on the doorstep. Zaman! And Fly High respond. 11-7, they're up by 4 again.
Yeah, that was very superbly done. And Timmy, who scored there, I said it before, joined the club this year. Had a huge improving journey throughout the year. He played open with me. When he started, he was very unfamiliar with our flow system, very hesitant. But now he's scoring.
Working ways into the end zone. 7-11, always open, 24-7.
Indeed, I've seen comebacks way bigger than that. This is really the time where you need to keep it together as the team in the lead, not drop any of the intensity. I hope Lausanne can do that.
Burcio with the pull. And picked up by Regenberg to Rohrer. And break throw for Grutter. Nice throw, nice catch. Kapler came under open but went back to Rindlisbacher. Now Paula Rohrer to brother Tim. Around Regenberg. Float for Rohrer. And Grutter wasn't sure, but altered his cut, made the bid, and has possession, but he's injured and holds the elbow, so we'll hope he's better, but for now, a replacement will come in.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Elbow and ribs, but he hit the ground hard there.
Textbook layout for him, but still always a chance to injure yourself.
Zimmerman will come in.
And Lausanne also subbing a player.
Yeah, Cogny for Bonjour.
Average age on the Lausanne team just dropped by 5 years. That substitution.
And just about ready to be put into play.
I think they're talking about what the stall count should be. Lausanne very generous. Oh.
Zimmerman goes to Regenberg. Nice move by Zimmerman to get open. Kapler doesn't like what he sees. Back to Zimmerman, who needed to make a heck of a reflex catch for that one. Stauffer. He leads forward. Zimmerman takes high. Zimmerman leads in.
Wow.
Regenberg there for the goal. 8-11.
What a point there for number 15 who subbed on. Two lovely grabs and an amazing low release around.
Zimmerman being a difference maker
Yeah, indeed.
after coming in for the injured Grutter.
And he also got that huge separation on the reset there against Juan, which is a major achievement. He's usually always on his person.
Juan Martinez.
Juan Martinez. All right, 11-8, closing in.
So Regenberg set to pull.
And we got again Kyle and the young guys on the line. Maybe we'll again see the junior connection on the deep.
They do disagree about gender. Fly High say it's a male matching point. FABrique say it's a female matching point.
Pierre with the mustache always knows.
And
Told
the
his team off.
mustache.
Told his team off. We fixed it. Yeah, Pierre, number 42, is spirit captain at Lausanne. Doing a very good job. We've been doing half an hour rules quizzes every training. Feels like it. Really drilling us down on
Half an
on the
hour rules
spirit.
quizzes every training.
I'm exaggerating a bit, but he's really putting in big effort to improve our rules knowledge.
Wow. I hope the exaggeration is a bit. Rules training is something that I've always assumed is a player's responsibility on their own time. But good to know that some teams take it as a team time activity.
It's just so much more fun than to sit alone in your room reading up on them.
I know, but then you don't get to train.
That's true.
Bardell gets the disc on the under. And hasn't looked to the dump space yet. Moska's there. Goes up line instead. Roshinska is there on the sideline. And a pick being called.
Yes, indeed, a pick. Sometimes when a pick is called that close to the end zone, it's almost an advantage to the offense because they can calm down a bit and look who's free.
Tapped in. Roshinska finds Bardell, but no. Day takes it away. They're on the same team, so that's fine. And high for Bardell. Trying to go around. Now trying to isolate Mosca and does. Mosca looks back to Bonheur and asks. Ooh, and Bonheur does get up, but that one was a little bit dicey. Now leads and too far for Mosca, and a stingy defense by FABrique will earn them the disc back.
Yeah, that was a very, very tight defense in the end zone. They really managed to shut down all the options Lausanne had. And a timeout is being called.
Timeout by FABrique. They want to think about this. That was a long defensive point. Still not my favorite in-game timeout, but that's what they've taken. So we'll take a break, and we'll be back with more action from the fifth place game at Swiss Mixed Nats.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTITV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
Yes, he will. The lovely did.
I'm Steph Pazzo, and I must eat.
Sometimes commentator, sometimes food eater.
On my ultimate travels in 2023, I sampled culinary classics from all across Europe,
Oh, wow.
guided by some of your favorite ultimate players.
That's the Dutch hospitality for you right there.
I'll give you an insight into the secret spots that only the locals know of.
Are these the best schnitzels in Vienna?
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
Go find Steph Pazzo on YouTube. Like and subscribe and follow the European Ultimate Must-Eat series.
Oh my goodness. That is unbelievable. And traded to Chen and made for it.
That was absolutely incredible.
8 for FABrique, 11 for Fly High. A timeout for FABrique on their own end zone line.
The horizontal stack setup. Lausanne being very tight on the defense there, no poaches whatsoever.
And they're underway. Zimmerman, jab step, gets free of Bonheur. And his throw, looking for Schemp, was not on. And that is a burn and turn. A timeout used and a timeout wasted.
Yeah, it's the second time they've done that.
Andres goes to Bardell. Bardell to Mosca. Mosca to Day. And Day taking his time and finally shooting to Zaman. That makes it 12-8. They are 3 away and 4 ahead. They are now in what's known as a comfortable position.
Yeah, I really appreciate the patience of Lausanne in front of the end zone. If they have a cut they don't like, they're just gonna fake it off. It's something we've been quite bad at in recent years, but our juniors bring in some new experience. They know how to do it.
Kids teaching how it's done.
Indeed. All right. On the line for women, 3 men. Fab still talking about what they can do to come back at Lausanne here. Taking their sweet time with the pool. I think everyone's tired. It's been a long weekend, a lot of sun.
And here it comes. Andres to Rohrer on the pickup of the pull. Regenberg goes back to Rindlisbacher. And Grutter has a disc. Rindlisbacher. Grutter. And he does not like the stagnancy he sees. Scoops over to Regenberg. Nobody going downfield. So Grutter shows the initiative. Nobody was going, so he goes. Second chance, and he's got it. And he launches one over to the midway mark as part of his spike. But that makes it 9-12 still for Fly High.
Yeah, that was a bit of a weird defense attempt there from Lausanne, jumping without seeing where the disc was. But good heads up, good awareness from Fab there to get the second effort.
A great second effort by Grutter. He was fired up from the get-go.
Bit of frustration there, though, from the handlers of the Fab team. That's always something younger teams are sometimes prone to. But yeah, gap closing or staying at 3 points, I guess. But back on the line, we have the 3 young guns. Let's see if we have some more deep attempts from the Lausanne side. Wouldn't be surprised if they do it right from the pool.
And Day takes that pull. Roshinska, the only one in the area. Mosca comes too. Now Bonjour leads for Mosca and into the attacking half already. Up line, well guarded. Now Bardell, but shoots across to Zaman. Zaman for Day. And Day thinks about the left hand over top. Leans in and over, and Bonjour is there to collect 13-9.
Yeah,
They're 2 away.
That's another junior connection. They really taking all the stats away from their older playmates here.
Nice high release backhand by Day. Very
Yeah, he really
difficult
has
to
the
guard.
he really has the height and the technique to throw those high releases over everyone's shoulder. And Fab bringing everyone to the line there, talking about what they're going to do. Almost looks like a timeout, but I don't think it is one.
No, they will have to win this game 6-2 or better from here on out to be able to close the gap.
Yeah,
They've
that's
not given us much indication that they're able to do that.
That's a tough ask.
That's 4 breaks.
But who knows? Lausanne putting on their D-line.
They would need 5 breaks.
Yeah, indeed. Ooh.
And a hold. And so, out of bounds.
Yeah, that rolled right into the other field.
Tim Rohrer will bring it to the brick mark.
And Fab have been doing some set plays from the pole. So let's see if we have another deep flood and a cross cut here. Yeah, we do.
Grutter goes lateral, but Regenberg takes the disc. She leads Zimmerman. Zimmerman fakes to step into a forehand, then goes to Regenberg. Regenberg winds up the backhand, Rohrer the target, and gets over top. What a throw by Regenberg and Rohrer to connect.
That was very precisely placed. Nothing to do for the defense there, and not much difficulty for the receiver. Lovely throw.
Here it is again. Guadagno's not in a bad position, but that is just a perfect throw. So down by 3. So they can get 5 breaks in a row here to win it. Or
Indeed.
they could give up 1 more and still get on a break train. I don't know if Fly High likes that plan. But that's what it would take.
No, Flyer doesn't seem to make any adjustments throughout the whole game. I think they stick to their winning formula. That's been working so far. Also, having no non-playing coaches makes it much harder to do adjustments mid-game. But I have to give a shout out to the young coaches of the Fly High team here. It's crazy what they've been able to do.
Day and first throw turn.
Miscommunication.
Uh-oh. Rohrer was going to pick up. I think he's going to leave it for Regenberg.
Yeah, Fab really liked that slow, traditional, solid end zone play.
In now, Zimmerman trying to make the first move. Rohrer gets it in the backfield. Rohrer goes around to Grutter. Zimmerman cuts up line. Rohrer comes back, but he scoops to the offside. Grutter's gone up line and scores. Another break, 11-13.
Yeah.
That's 1.
Lausanne are not going to like that one.
And a timeout taken by Fly High Lausanne.
And it's Fabri celebrating.
The error and the break. You have to celebrate those timeouts. You know they come in frustration.
Yeah.
So with that, we'll take a break too. Make sure you're back for the tail end of this cracker. Get there. Yes, he will.
The lovely did.
I worked for a Michelin star chef making gelato in Paris. I had my own restaurant in Nicaragua and a food truck in Australia. Why wouldn't you watch me? Check out my YouTube channel.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTITV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
Oh my goodness. That is unbelievable. And traded to F and made for it.
That was absolutely incredible.
Fly High 13, FABrique 11, but it's 2 in a row for FABrique that's caused Fly High to take this timeout. I'm Stefan Rapazzo here with Valentin Imbach. Valentin, is your home club in a little bit of a panic?
Maybe not panic, but they're certainly feeling the nervousness. Maybe having a chat for the first time in the game about what they should adapt. But I have no doubt that they will come out of this strong-minded and cool.
All right, let's see if Valentin's got it right. FABrique will pull in just a moment. It's Regenberg who will have those duties. And here is the pull. De is underneath and receives. He goes to Bardell. De. And very little to throw to for De. Finally, Mosca comes under. Mosca to De. Well covered again. Slow to come out of the stack for Fly High Lausanne, but they do wait and get the patient connections. Bardell. And Bardell, a bit stranded, just puts it up. Looking for Dave, but way too many white shirts in front. The D taken by Tim Rohrer and Zimmerman with the disc. Rohrer again. Back to Zimmerman. And Regenberg just jacks it deep, but Adres was behind Schemp already.
Slightly further. But they really stepped up their defense there, Fab. Lausanne looking quite shaky. Not many options.
Both teams had trouble moving it from their own ends.
Yeah, they're switching into a vertical stack now, it looks like. Oh, horizontal stack, I mean. Split stack, maybe.
Yeah, it looks like a split.
To try something new.
3-2 split. Center of the field is where we should see the action. Mosca comes first, but trailed by Barkley. Handling Sag. Day with the disc. Now Bardell. Day. Winds up the forehand, then gives the big one. Address. And that one slightly off target. Another chance for FABrique.
Slightly too much edge there, but I think the decision was good because Fab didn't really let Lausanne come out of that handling space. They had to do something drastic.
Riggenberg on the pickup. And she's not going to be shy. Trying to go over Day. And the backup plan. Shemp jumps into an embrace off the fingers of Day and into the waiting hands of Maria Andanda Shemp for the goal.
That was a beautiful throw and then a good battle and a bit of luck at the end, but Fab are going to take that. And this is going to be a real test for Lausanne mentally. Having an unlucky point like that when you're this tight is always shaking you up a bit.
That is now 3 in a row for FABrique. A long point with the O-line on the field. The seed of doubt firmly planted into the head of Fly High Lausanne right now.
Yeah.
This is where you really have to test your mental fortitude because, yeah, I know from experience, I'm sure you do too, Valentine, that when you fail at closing out a game once or twice, it seems even harder each new time.
Yes, it gets harder and harder. And for the other team, they're in the flow. They have the momentum, and they're gonna come out strong again.
That one went off the hand of Day and Rohrer before Shemp collected.
Yeah, and Fab calling for a lot of sideline help here. Want everyone to scream. But what a good fight we have on our hands here.
And Day collects. Adres. Turns to Bonheur. Zimmerman tried to pick the pocket. Bonheur jacks deep. Drops one in the end zone.
Yeah.
Anything that can go wrong will go wrong, seems to be the case.
Yeah, that's really the mental aspect coming in now. I think she's a great receiver. She would have caught every disc like that, but...
Wow, a chance to tie things up. Paula Rohrer with the disc. Under to Grutter, who has really been the spark of all this. Zimmerman. To Kapler, and all the way around. Riechner to Krutner. Sends deep. There's many in the area. Zimmerman, will he be out the back? Yes, it's too far.
But barely. They're really letting it rip now, both teams, looking for those longs.
Back and forth they go. The long shots stretching the field. Like watching a game of ping pong right now. Give your neck a workout.
And I think there's some discussion about where the disc should come in from.
Was it ever in? Did it cross the plane before it went out the back is the question here.
Yeah, or maybe the defense touched it. The offense touched it while jumping out of bounds.
As long as their last foot was inbounds before they touched it. And it is going to come in from the corner. Tapped in now. Bonheur.
Oh, that's going to go up.
And he's now jacked it deep. There are a massive humanity there. And it's Day who comes down with it on the goal line. All sorts of contact. Nothing called because he's got it. Day now calls the foul. Stauffer bumping into him, accepts it. And he's ready to tap it back in. It is. Day pops.
Oh,
and they end the run against. They needed that one to take it to 14-12.
Yeah, that was a very physical ending there, but played off very cool by both teams.
Well, a very physical point. Bonheur was kind of stuck in the corner. The only way out was to jack a deep Day, showing why he's one of the leaders on this team, making a clutch catch.
Yeah, number 90 who made the point there is a good friend of mine playing in the national team with me. He's not very cocky on the field. Doesn't have many highlights, but he's always there when you need him, and silently makes the point and walks off.
So, do FABrique have anything left in the tank? The first job is to hold. Then they'll need 2 breaks in a row. For Lausanne, 1 single goal, either on a break or if they do get scored on, they'll have a chance for a hold. Definitely the easier task between the 2 teams here.
And I think this is one of the toughest spots to be in my opinion, when you have to make the hold as an O-line.
This is why you get put onto O-lines for being able to perform in these kind of situations.
Indeed.
Grüter. Oh, and Stouffer had separation, but the throw was unavailed. Now Regenberg. Zimmerman, ooh. Sticky fingers, stretchy arm there. Rohrer, no, that's Regenberg who comes under. Regenberg unleashes the backhand. Rindlisbacher, and she's tripped up. Did she call a foul?
Yeah, I think there's an unaccepted foul call.
Let's have a look here.
Accepted foul call, I mean. Yeah.
That's a tough one. Rindlisbacher changed her path a couple times.
Yeah, it's been accepted very quickly, and the disc is already in.
So Rindlisbacher gets the benefit of the doubt there. And we'll start on the goal line. High stall count into center, and that's right into Martinez, who takes it away. He goes to the far side to Evans. Evans comes inside, Guadagno. And again, Verdon moves forward. Garnier, Guadagno, and a chance to win this game. Burzio leads. Guadagno takes it with the right hand layout, and Fly High Lausanne take the win and the 5th place title. Finally able to end it after a late game charge from FABrique.
Yeah, that was nothing but a spectacular finish. Slightly rushed, but it all worked out there.
And the pain and pleasure for both teams on display.
And even though this is just a game for 5th or 6th place, they really wanted that, Fab. They seem heartbroken.
Deserved champions are Fly High. Well, champions, deserved 5th place victors. They played a great start of the game and still hung on when Fab threw everything at them. Finished strong, take the win, and I'm sure they're even happier to do it here on home soil.
Indeed. And I do think I have to excuse myself now, because I see my team warming up in the corner, and I don't want to hold them much longer.
Well, you're lucky that the game's over and you won't have to wait more than about 5 seconds. So for Valentin Imbach, I've been Stefan Rapazzo. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you all in the final very soon. That is next time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, ultimate.
ULTI.TV.